What's going on, everyone? Hot Mike Chance here from Over the Top with Chad and Tony. Now, the views and opinions that are expressed on this channel are of mine and me only, and it should not reflect on Over the Top with Chad and Tony. These are my views on everything from wrestling to movies, whatever that we want to talk about on here, and this does not reflect on Over the Top with Chad and Tony. With that being said, today our topic is WWE. The state of WWE right now whenever it comes to their PLEs, their streaming platforms. Like, you have to pay an astronomical amount of money just to be a WWE fan. And I'm not even going to talk about AEW because in my mind, AEW doesn't even exist. The only wrestling company that I usually pay attention to is WWE. I've been a lifelong WWE fan going back to the days of where you had to pay for every month's pay-per-view. And then we ran into the WWE Network era. And that spoiled everybody because we were getting all the wrestling content, all the PLEs, including WrestleMania, for only $9.99 a month. That's about $120 per year. You could consume just about all of WWE other than Raw and SmackDown, which they did put on. I don't know if they put those on the network. I can't remember at one point, like after a few weeks, or if they got to the point to where they were putting those on there. But you could have cable, you could pay $9.99 a month, have all the back catalog for WWE, ECW, WCW, and now what we're facing in 2025, especially with Wrestlepalooza coming up, which I'm not going to watch because it's going to cost me an extra $30 just to watch Wrestlepalooza, to watch John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. And to be honest, it's not worth it. I'm not paying another $30 on top of the $25 that I pay for Netflix, on top of a $200 cable bill, on top of Peacock still, because you have to pay for Peacock to watch NXT. So becoming and being a WWE fan in 2025 is very expensive, to the tune of about $300 to $350 per month, possibly more depending on how much your cable subscription is. They're getting like how the NFL is, where they're spreading themselves too thin. You have to have every cable or every app, every subscription known to man just to watch this product. And I don't understand, other than from a business aspect, I don't understand why WWE is doing this. Do they think that they're going to get more people that are ESPN subscribers to become wrestling fans? I think they probably would have been better off on Peacock or some other streaming service like that has a broader audience, not so much a sports fan based audience. And I understand that WWE is sports entertainment, but they're more on the side of entertainment. So I think that they belong on a entertainment platform more than they belong on a ESPN or sports platform. And I know that ESPN cut a fat check for WWE to be on there, and I know that they have to recoup that money. So the $30 a month, if you're a huge sports fan, which I don't really like a lot of other sports. I'll watch football, I'll watch a basketball or baseball game here or there, but I don't just put ESPN on the TV and just watch it or listen to it all day long. I don't listen to sports radio anymore. I have a couple of teams that I follow, so I don't think that this move for me is not smart. And I think it's time that we start fighting back as consumers and we start telling these corporations and these huge companies, no, we need to be better consumers. We need to not support this move so that WWE gets the message and realizes that we don't play these games. We're not going to continue to fork out money, and not to mention the prices of the tickets right now. Oh my goodness, the price. I used to go to Raw, SmackDown, and all the events that came to my area, to Nashville at the Bridgestone Arena. I used to be able to get a seat for $25, and that wasn't that long ago, 2015, 2016, which is 10 years, which that might be long ago to some people, but it wasn't really that long ago. And I could get a ticket for $25, $30 in Section 107, Section 114 at the Bridgestone Arena. So I went to see the last event that came, the last WWE event that came, and those tickets were almost $150 for the same seat that I bought for $25 just a few years ago. And I understand that everything is going up. That's how the world is right now. But I feel like WWE specifically and TKO Sports is just taking everything, squeezing every little dollar that they can, every red cent out of the modern day wrestling fan. And I don't feel like Vince McMahon did that. Now, depending on what your thoughts are on Vince McMahon outside of the business, that's on you. But inside the business of professional wrestling, he was one of the great promoters, probably the best promoter of all time. And he really focused on, there was a report that came out not too long ago that he focused and priced tickets for the family. TKO is pricing out the family. As a person who's a family of 4, it would be almost impossible for me to take my family to a PLE, because on top of the crazy ticket prices, you have to pay for merch, you have to pay for the food at the venue, you have to pay in Nashville $50 or $60 at least to park, to go to the venue. By the time you get out of there with a family of 4, you could have went on a huge vacation to the beach or somewhere else. So I don't know what WWE is thinking. I think this overall, financially, it might be a great move for WWE, but you're pushing your die-hard customers and your die-hard lifelong fans out of the market. We've been conditioned and we're used to a certain way the things are done, a certain way that things are done, and this isn't it, WWE. We want our $10 to $12 PLEs back. Just give us all the content. Even if y'all created a WWE network where everything was under one umbrella, where you could watch Raw, SmackDown, watch the PLEs, have the back catalog for $30 a month, I would be more likely to pay that. But I'm not paying $300+ a month just to be a WWE fan. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this move? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be there's going to be multiple things that go on in this channel. We're going to talk about movie reviews. I just got the Regal Unlimited pass a couple of months ago, and I've been seeing a lot of movies, so I want to do movie reviews. I've recently become a VHS collector, I guess you could say. Although I don't really go after a lot of rare or, crazy items, I am starting a VHS collection. Also, this room that we're in right now, which we happen to film Over the Top with Chad and Tony, this is kind of like an office, guest room, podcast room, and it's going to be turned into a 90s style or throwback style room where there's the VHSs. We're going to have some old gaming systems and just kind of make this a nostalgic 90s type room. So I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Are you going to be watching Wrestlepalooza? Are you going to be paying the $30 a month? Or are you just going to use a VPN like Stephanie McMahon said? I want to hear down in the comments. Also, follow the Over the Top with Chad and Tony podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, and right here on YouTube. You can catch the video version where we set up, and you can see all of us guys in studio. Shout out to the team: Chad Arms, Tony, aka Friday the 13th, BJ the DJ, and Brandon E. Can't forget Brandon E. Glad to have him back on this previous episode that we just dropped. Check it out. It's maybe I'll link it down in the description. So check that out. And yeah, till next time, I'm keeping the mic hot. I'm Hot Mike Chance from Over the Top with Chad and Tony.